Good morning, YouTube. As you can see, smacked outstairs, and we are now on our walk, smacking out the first 3K steps of the day. Welcome to February the 21st, 2026, upper body day today. We are going to take you through my upper body session, voice over that bad boy, give you guys a few little tips along the way. So, as usual, going to take you through a little bit of the day. Today is going to be most likely pre-workout meal, pre-workout concoction, and then training. So let's get it. Hope you all have a fucking wicked day, and I'm going to take you along the ride for mine. So 7 weeks out as of tomorrow, no time to waste. Let's get it. All right, well, we're just in the kitchen at the moment, and like I mentioned in the very first episode, these vlogs are just going to be a bit of a lucky dip. What you see is what you get. You know, I might take you along for a certain meal here or there, I may not, but at the moment, I'm in the kitchen at the moment, just making my post-workout cream of rice for later on. So I figured I would just turn the camera on, talk a bit of shit while I get all that happening, because at the end of the day, you know, content is content, and I'm in the kitchen doing it anyway, so I might as well just press fucking record and away we go. So we are going to start off again with making the drip. So I am thinking that for the drip today, we're going to use the Perform Carrot Cake. So, trusty bowl, as you all know, 70 grams is going to be the amount of whey that we use for the drip. Oh, that carrot cake smells amazing. 37 grams. 65, come on. There we go, done. All right. Carrot cake whey motherfucking drip. If you guys haven't tried Perform, by the way, Perform is a fucking awesome whey protein. It makes really good drip as well, because it's a whey protein isolate and whey protein concentrate mixture. So it comes out a lot thicker and more enjoyable, in my opinion. And you all know the drill. A little bit less water than the weight of the cream of rice. So 70 grams of whey. We're going to put 65 grams of water in. All right. Mix that bitch up. Really looking forward to training today. Whenever I have a rest day, which is for me Fridays and Mondays, I really get antsy to train for that Saturday and that Tuesday. Especially because today's upper body. I am looking forward to it. I love a good upper session because full upper, you get to pull some shit, you get to push some shit, you get to curl, you get to extend, you get to do the whole lot. There you go, look at that, perfection. You know, if you can turn it upside down, that you've got the consistency just right. Look, I'll even put it on top of my fucking head. All right, so carrot cake whey drip is finito. Into the fridge with that bad boy. Now we must decide what flavor cream of rice that we want. So I have my trusty bowl here that, once again, I eat straight out of because I am all about that efficiency. I reckon today we will go Conte caramel biscuit is going to be the flavor of choice. So 100 grams. So zero out my scale. Put the pot on the scale, and we are going to measure out 100 grams. Okay, there we go. Dunsky. that, switching up the POV. All right, so now that we've got 100 grams of cream of rice in the pot, as you know, 4:1 ratio of water to cream of rice. So we are going to add in 400 mLs of boiling water. Firstly though, I'm just going to add in some decaf coffee into my cream of rice because it gives it like a mocha flavor. I'm also just going to add in a touch more stevia as well because I like my shit sweet. All right, so, oh, got fucking shit all over my shirt. We can't dirty up the Cover the Pump shirt. This one here, we've got Broly on the back. Shout out to Cover That Pump. All right, 400 ml boiling water. There we go, cool. I need a spoon. Let me go fetch one. All right, spoon has been fetched and we now have the cream of rice on the hob, on high, stirring that bitch up. Let's get a little action shot. If I can turn this camera around. Come on. There we go. Look at that. So as you know, you just got to keep it moving, get all the clumps out and allow it to thicken up. So, training today, like I said, upper body. We're going to head over to Genesis in Wodonga and we are going to fuck shit up at around 10 o'clock today. Plan of action is going to be starting off with arms as usual, so a dual cable curl, then move into a tricep extension, then we move on to some side delts, which is going to be our side raise machine. After that into some pecs, so I start with an isolation for my pecs. That's going to be in the form of just like a pec deck, then into an incline Smith machine. Once we've got that out of the way, then we move on to the back portion of our upper workout, which is going to be single arm Nautilus pull down. Then we're going to go into an upper back row. Today I'm going to use the dual arm Nautilus row, but pulling up to my upper back by keeping my elbows flared high. Then finish off with a little bit more biceps, triceps and side delts. So that is going to be the plan for upper body today. All right, we're nearly done this cream of rice here. It's thickened up nicely. Once again, I'll try and turn this camera around to see if I can show you. Come on. There we go. Look at that. That's how thick you want it. All right, we'll turn the heat off. Give it one last little stir. All right. Bring that bad boy over to the scales again. Okay, turn the scales on. 20 grams of whey protein concentrate straight in. Okay, already pre-weighed out. Now, 150 grams of blueberries. You all know we got to use frozen, because frozen are the goat. Probably spend like, geez, I don't know, $30, $40 a week on fucking frozen blueberries. 150 grams. Straight in. There we go. Excellent. Tell you what, I've been having fucking trouble sleeping lately. I know you all know that I get up really early, like 1 a.m, but I usually then try to get a nap in after I finish my cardio on meal one. I try to get like a little another hour or two nap in before I start doing client check-ins again. But yeah, lately it's just been such a fucking struggle. So I don't know what's wrong with me. My fucking body's just telling me that I'm starving to death, I guess, because my body fat is so low. But anyways, not much we can do about that at the moment. I mean, the only thing we can really do is medicate, but medicating is a very vicious cycle, because for me it then becomes a battle of the uppers and the downers, as I call it. You know, you'll stim the fuck out of yourself to get through the day, get through training, and then you'll take all the downers to try and get to sleep at night and wind down. So very vicious cycle. All right, we've flattened out the top of our cream of rice. Okay, made it nice and aesthetic, and that is going to go into the fridge for post-workout, because I like my cream of rice cold, as I've mentioned. If you eat your cream of rice warm, you're a fucking weirdo. All right, straight into the fridge with that one. And that is post-workout cream of rice sorted. So at the moment, I have cream of rice twice a day. Cream of rice is my meal number 1 and my meal number 3, which is post-workout. And I don't have a second cream of rice meal on my rest days. So cream of rice is just meal 1 on my rest days, which is always makes me a sad boy. And yeah, look, man, I want to stress to you guys that you need to make your diet and set up your diet in a way that you actually fucking enjoy eating it. Okay, I tell all my clients that the reason why you crave junk food and shit is because you give your body junk food and shit from time to time. Like, I rarely ever have a cheat meal. Sorry, I'm just moving the camera because that fucking light up there was just blinding the camera. I haven't had an off-plan meal in like 2 years. And it's not because I'm fucking hardcore or, you know, I'm better than anyone. It's just because I don't crave it. Like, when you get to eat things like cream of rice and it tastes like a fucking cake, and, you know, you put effort into cooking your food, you know, using sauces, herbs, spices, you enjoy your diet. So you don't want to eat shit, because you know that eating shit is just going to, one, make you feel like shit. Okay, because, you know, it's going to fuck your digestion up and, you know, make you all bloated and all that. Secondly, it's obviously not going to take you closer to your goal, which for me is a big no-no, because everything that I do is centered around getting to my goal, even though the goal is a dangling carrot that you can never quite get to. And lastly, you save a fuckload of money when you don't eat a bunch of shit out. Like, I was having a discussion with a client the other day, and they actually said to me that jumping on board with me as a client actually saves them money, because since I'm keeping them accountable and I created them a meal plan, and they obviously stick to it, because, well, you know, you got to make sure that when you come around to check-in time with boss man, that you're able to tell him that you did really fucking well. Isn't that right, guys? We don't come to me with bad news. He's told me that he's basically saving money every week, because he's no longer fucking ordering, you know, shitty Uber Eats. You know, he's buying meats and things like that in bulk, and, you know, he's saving money despite the fact he is paying me for my coaching services. And I find that really, really, one, awesome, but second, interesting, because so many people will put off getting a coach because they're like, oh, I don't want to pay somebody to tell me what to eat and, you know, tell me what to do and all that. And, you know, I don't want to spend the money. But in reality, if you were to tally up how much money they're probably spending on a coffee every day, spending on, you know, Uber Eats 3, 4, 5 times a week, maybe even every day, buying fucking beer on the weekends, or, you know, if you go down that route, the nose beers, the fucking illustrious white powder that is very, very famous in Albury. You bunch of fucking drug addicts. Yeah, he's just saving a ton of money. So anyways, enough rambling about that, guys. We have done our cream of rice. That's sorted now. I'm going to get back to work. I've got about 4 check-ins banked up in WhatsApp, and I'm going to get them done, and then I will see you for pre-workout ritual. All right, we are in the car and we are getting ready to go over to the gym. So what we have on deck, one of these bad boys, without fail. And one of these bad boys, which is just another brand. Other side, double parked. And we have got our trusty white monster. Let's get a taste test. First one of the day. As we know, that first one always slaps. Whoa. That's the shit. All right. We're going to get moving, and I will see you all at the gym. Alrighty guys, starting off our full upper session today with a standing dual cable curl. So as you can see here, we've got the cable set down to the lowest position, and then we have the arms set so that they are just at a comfortable angle, so that when I curl, my arms are almost coming across my body a little bit, and not so much, I don't feel like blocked out by my shoulder mobility. So we did 2 sets here. Aim here is to step forward just enough so that you're not losing tension on your biceps at the bottom of the movement. After 2 sets of biceps, we moved on to 2 sets of triceps. So I like to perform my standing tricep cable extensions like this. So as you can see, it's a dual cable system setup. I've got a rope on each side, and that allows me to basically, once again, with my shoulder mobility, it allows me to kind of move my arms about the shoulder joint without feeling blocked off. Then moving into 3 sets of the side raise machine. So as you can see here, I'm holding some 3 kilo dumbbells on top of a full stack of the machine. So this is a great way to continue adding load if you find that you have actually maxed the machine out, is you just hang on to some dumbbells. I know, right? Very creative. So this is the 2nd set just here, and I don't believe we filmed the 3rd set, but we did do 3 sets. So cracking through the exercises today, after we did 2 sets of biceps, 2 sets of triceps, and 3 sets of this, we went on to this pec fly here. Now I love this pec fly due to the fact that obviously it loads from the elbow, and you can go really heavy on this one as well. The only problem with the other pec fly in this gym is the fact that you can pretty much stack the whole thing, and it's too light. So we did 2 sets on this one just here. Really want to focus on bringing your biceps together, pulling your arms across your entire body, not just thinking hands together. Great exercise, this one. Then moved into 2 sets of this incline plate-loaded Nautilus press just here. Now this machine press is amazing for the upper pec, the way that the handles actually converge at the top as well. You'll notice that when you do use it, it feels really good for that upper pec shelf. The fact that the handles also come apart at the bottom and like spread apart gives you a really good stretch on the chest. So I sit back against it, as you can see, in almost like an incline press. We then finished with 1 set on the pec fly. This is the pec fly I was talking about that is a little bit too light. This is actually the full stack, done as a 3rd chest exercise. So full stack here, easy, I believe 10 to 12 reps. Moving on to the back portion of our training session, we managed to do 3 total sets per side on the Nautilus single arm pull down. Now I love the pin loaded version of this one simply for a couple of reasons. One, I don't have to lug any plates around. And 2, the resistance profile on this just feels absolutely money. So 3 sets on each side. What we're focusing on here is really driving that elbow down into our hip pocket, and you can really see the lat just contracting as I drive and crunch down on that side. So whenever we're thinking about lat training, I like to do lats single arm because it allows you to line your body up a little bit better. And especially with this machine here, you can see that I can lean over to the working side, and that just allows me to get a better connection to the actual lat itself. So 3 sets here. You'll see the last set in a second just here, finishing up. Okay, at this point, after 3 sets, my lats are absolutely smoked. Big stretch at the top, elbow driving down to the hip. Moving on to upper back. So upper back, I like to do this Nautilus seated row. Now this machine here I also do on my pull day, except on my pull day I do this one single arm and I focus on lats, whereas on this day I will do this one dual arm and I focus on upper back. So to focus on upper back with this movement, you'll see that I'm focusing on keeping my elbows up a little bit higher. So I've actually got a bit of flare to my elbows, and I'm letting my shoulder blades wrap around my torso as I come forward and really squeezing my shoulder blades together as I pull back. That is going to be what differentiates lat training from upper back training, is just the scapular movement and the angle of the elbows. Okay, after 3 sets of that, we finished up with a couple of sets of alternating dumbbell bicep curls. So this here was, I believe, either the second or the third set that I filmed. Nice and vascular, just repping it out. And then we finished the session off with a big rest pause set of side dumbbell raises. So as you can see here, I basically just went to failure, rested for a couple of seconds. When I burnt out, went again, got a few reps, went until my delts just gave out, and then a couple more to finish the bad boys off. And that was the upper body session. All right, guys, we've just done wrapping up our upper body session here, and it was a fucking awesome session. All lifts were either progressed or matched, which is obviously a awesome sign. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I hope you all enjoyed another day. Follow me along in the morning and my training, and I'm going to try and keep bagging these out as often as I can. So once again, appreciate you all. Thank you all for following along, and I'll see you all in the next video. Time for me to go home, eat my cream and rice, do client work, and repeat it all again tomorrow. So see you guys then.